and God's voice daily mocks God by his false videos allowing people to come like Joshua and others who claimed rapture is happening in September 2025 or will happen until May 2026. He has no discernment or is being sent by the devil to deceive and trick God's people. If he asks for donations, please report him to the Police or Protection of Customers Center for scams. Mocking God and making Jesus liar is a blasphemy. This image shows a screenshot of one of the false and lying videos published in June 2025. When Jimmy was just 16 years old, he had a supernatural encounter with Jesus. In that moment, Jesus gave him a specific number, 66, and said something that would stay with Jimmy for the rest of his life. "I'll return when you're 66. He held on to that word for 50 years. Now, Jimmy is 66. And as world events accelerate and others report similar visions, he's finally sharing what he believes was a prophetic warning for this generation. This isn't just about numbers or predictions, it's about urgency, surrender, and walking faithfully with God. I can give you a guarantee that this false prophet Jimmy is a liar. Jesus will not return to the date May 2026, when Jimmy will be 67. This is a lie and blasphemy. Bible verses on God's judgment emphasize his righteousness, the inevitability of judgment for all deeds, and the consequences of sin versus righteousness. Key verses include 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 10, which states everyone will appear before Christ's judgment seat. Psalm chapter 96 verse 13 describing God judging the world with righteousness, and Matthew chapter 12 verse 36 about judgment for every careless word. Other verses like 1 Peter chapter 4 verse 17 highlight that judgment begins with the household of God, while Romans chapter 2 verse 16 discusses judgment for people's secrets. Read why Yahushua was not born on Christmas and why most biblical scholars agree that Yahushua's birth, in fact, did not take place in December at all. When Yahushua was born, the shepherds were at watch in their fields, Lk. 2-8. Which could not have been in the winter. In fact, it can be shown that Yahushua was born at Sukkot, booths, tabernacles, in 4 BCE. The key to calculating the date of the birth of Yahushua is Luke chapter 1 verse 5, where we learn that Zechariah the father of Yochanan was a priest of the course of Abijah. The priests became too numerous to all serve at the temple all the time, so they were divided into 24 courses, 1 kron. 24. Each course served for 2 weeks each year, once in the former reign, first half of the year, and once in the latter reign, second half of the year. There were also 3 weeks in which all the priests were required to serve. These were the 3 pilgrimage festivals, DT, 1616. 24 times 2 is 48 plus 3 is 51. 51 weeks is 357 days, fitting nicely within the 360-day lunar year. The course of Abijah is the 8th course, 1 kron. 2410, which serves the 10th week during the former rain portion of the year. This is because during Passover and Shavuot, Pentecost, all the priests served together DT, 1616. Zechariah had his vision while serving in the course of Abijah in the 10th week. It will become apparent that he was serving his first course, not his second, as the timing will show as we progress. Thus Zechariah's vision took place during the 10th week of the year, the religious year beginning at Nisan, Abib, around 14 days before Passover. We must add 2 additional weeks before Yochanan, John, could be conceived, due to the purity laws, Lev. 12-5, 15:19, 25. So Yochanan was conceived in the 12th week of the year. He was born about 40 weeks later during the 52nd week of the year, 12 plus 40 equals 52. Which brings us to Passover. Thus Yochanan was born at Passover, the very time that Elijah was, according to Jewish tradition, supposed to appear. If you want to see real rapture information, visit A Mighty Wind Ministry, where one of the prophecies says you do not even realize you are not worthy to be caught in the rapture, because I do not call you the bride of Yahushua. You must stop celebrating the pagan heathen holidays like Christmas, or I do not call you the bride of Yahushua. And you have a circus on Christmas. Even though Christmas is not my son, Yahushua's birth, you dare to hold a circus? You think the cross is a circus? You think the spikes that were nailed in my son Yahushua's hands was a circus? LK 23:33. Christmas came and went. Yahushua was not sent. Where are the holy holding these prophets who prophesied, accountable? Where are the holy and calling it what it is and it is a lie? Not even the one that I speak forth now knows the date that Yahushua comes, for I said that I'd send the holy angels to tell her right before he comes. Live each day as though it were your last. Make sure no sin is found in you. Take it to the cross at Calvary for only the blood of Yahushua.